This is Karl talking management. Today I'm speaking to Dr. Henry Azzam, who's the CEO for Deutsche Bank of the Middle East and North Africa. We're here in Dubai at the Dubai Financial Center. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Well, the world has been, absolutely agog with Dubai over the last few months. When is Dubai going to turn around? Is it going to come back in the next few years?
Dubai is like those other countries where you have a sovereign debt issue. They have sizable debt outstanding that they need to work it out. They started a process of restructuring their debt, estimated at around 22 billion in the coming few years. The process started. I would imagine that they should come to an agreement with their banks in the coming few weeks. And once that is settled, then it becomes easier for Dubai to tap the market again, especially if they do get government guarantee for the new loans, and or if Abu Dhabi gives them more support. So we're talking about a city in a country where the sovereign wealth fund of that country owns around 400, 600 billion dollars. So it is not a country which is bankrupt, sort of. Now, overextended, over-leveraged, when credit was available and cheap, mismanagement, yes, all these factors were reasons why we are here. But at least there is a lender of last resort. If that lender of last resort, Abu Dhabi, decides to help, the money is there. Maybe we don't need to bail each and every project that was done during the boom year, because we don't want to repeat excessive expenditures and excessive lending. There is a lesson to be learned in the process, but I am optimistic. I mean, Dubai did within a very short period of time what it would have taken more than 10 years for others to do. And to build a town or a city like Dubai now from scratch will cost you much, much more. So was there a wisdom of over-borrowing and building it up in a short period of time so that today nobody could even dare to say, I can compete with Dubai as a regional hub for services? Dubai is today the hub for regional services in the region because it has the infrastructure. It built an infrastructure conducive enough to attract talent from all over the world, to attract institutions, financial institutions from all over the world. So very difficult for others to replicate Dubai. Yes, a price was paid. They did it over a short period of time, and the only way they could have done it like that is by overborrowing. And now they need to restructure that overborrowing.
We hear stories of cars abandoned in the thousands of the airport, of prices going down by 50, 60%. So it's an economy that's struggling through it, but you don't think it's going to take 5 years to get back to some growth?
No. Yes, there are. We have seen prices dropping by 50, 60% from the peak. But before we reached the peak, prices went up by more than 200%. So we're adjusting, which is something welcome. I would say the town has a problem with the real estate sector, excessive supply, but other sectors are still flourishing. I mean, we have a flourishing tourism sector, we have a flourishing transit, airline, telecommunication, port, airports, etc. So it is a regional hub, and as the whole region starts picking up momentum, Dubai will feel it and will start also improving. Now, with time, the excess supply will be worked out. I mean, it's a matter of time where you have more people coming in, more people buying, the demand for rents, demand for housing, the demand for offices will pick up. So, and with time, you will have people upgrading. Those who are living in Sharjah will come to Dubai. And so there are dynamics that would help Dubai get out of the crisis. I mean, we know we're living here. We have been living here for quite a while. There is no alternative for Dubai. And the fact that there is no alternative, this is the place of choice for talent. where they want to live and work. So eventually, the excess supply would be cleared. Will it take 1 year, 2 years? I don't know, maybe, but it's a process that has to take its due course.
How long is that, Rob?
It's about 7 minutes.
Okay. Talking to some McGill students now, one of the interesting points you make is that we kind of outside of this part of the world lump the Middle East as a risky area, but that lacks subtlety. What's the problem with kind of lumping the whole Middle East together as a highly risky area?
I mean, of course, if you're looking at the map, standing in Washington or in Canada and looking at the Middle East map, it's a small geographical area, and you would say, okay, this is MENA, this is risky. But the GCC or the Gulf countries have been stable for such a long time. The neighborhood around them is less stable, be it Iran, be it Iraq, be it Palestine, Israel, Palestine, or recently Yemen. But they have been a bastion of stability over the last few years. And this is why I always would advise people analyzing or looking at the region to differentiate between the stable and the unstable regions. Because here you can do business profitably with very little political risk, sort of. Now, if there is a flare-up in Iran or Iraq, we will be affected by people who are looking at the region indiscriminately, not necessarily people living in the region. So I would like people who are looking at the region to be more discriminate in their analysis.
This has been Karl talking management today with Dr. Henry Azzam, who's the CEO of Deutsche Bank for the Middle East in North Africa. We've been today with 25 McGill students in Dubai.